All right. Well, fun game between the Seahawks and Rams. That pass interference call at the end kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth, but I'm going to make a separate video about that, so check that one out if you want to. Let's just talk about the game, though. I thought there was some interesting sort of chess match type stuff between the Seahawks defense and the Rams offense. I thought both sides did a really good job in this one, really good coverage, and then the Rams eventually came through there. So let's just get into the film, talk about what they struggled with early on, and then what they eventually were able to get down and do very well. So first, let's start off with this interception that would happen on the first play of the second quarter. This, I think, looks horrible. I don't think it actually is as bad as you might think. Remember the golden rule. Whenever you see an interception that makes you think, what was he even trying to do there? It's almost always a miscommunication. Again, not always, but almost always. And I think that's what happened here. So it's cover 3 zone you're going up against. You're going to see a lot of that. Seattle, they love to play their cover 3, and it's games like this, that's why they love to do it. I still don't love it as, I think it's a fine coverage. I don't think a team should just play one coverage all game. But, the bright side is if you do it all game, you get good at it, and your guys can sort of know all the rules within your scheme. But anyways, that's kind of irrelevant a little bit to this play. So Cooper Kupp is running a go route right here. I think Matt Stafford is expecting him to cut in. Watch how when Stafford takes the snap, he reads his coverage because it's not a tough coverage to read, and you see it gets intercepted, and you're thinking, what in the world happened there? I think he just expected Kupp to cut in because you see Kupp, he's just now, as I pause it, turning his head around. So it looks like it was just a miscommunication. There might have been an opening had they been on the same page, and they could have potentially gained some yards. So it's either a horribly misthrown ball, which I don't think is the case. I think it was just a miscommunication and a tough break for the Rams, because if they were on the same page, maybe they get the ball inside the 10 right there. I think something like this now is kind of what Seattle was doing well, is a lot of what you want to do against zone coverage. This is the cover 2 zone. They mostly play cover 3, but this is cover 2. It's a third down, and the Rams are, ideally trying to pick up the first down right here. Need about 9 yards to get the first down. So their concept, pretty simple. You have one receiver run a deeper route, and then you're going to have Cooper Kupp kind of follow him a little bit and just stop right underneath. And the linebacker who's in this zone is Bobby Wagner. The hope is Wagner stays deep, and then you just throw underneath. That's kind of the way this works on paper. However, when this play begins, you notice that really Bobby Wagner just kind of notices this very well. I also wonder if Kupp was supposed to run over the middle as much as he did, but he does run over the middle, and this now means that at this point, he's not open. So that's where Stafford was looking. That's where Stafford wanted to throw this ball. He could go deep, but the safeties are doing a good job of taking that away as well. So for Stafford, you have to make a decision here. You either have to throw this one away, or if you want to throw it, you can throw it. But what you can't do is just hold on to the ball forever. Pressure is coming, and this play is exactly why people will say, sacks are in large part a quarterback stat, because quarterbacks have a huge impact in when they get sacked and when they don't. Watch Stafford just holds on to the ball for too long and doesn't even really try to scramble out once he starts to move, eventually gets sacked right there. To me, that's on Stafford. And again, these kind of things happen, but it really sucks when you're on the outside of field goal range on a third down when this happens, and then you had to punt. You could have kicked the field goal there had Stafford not made that mistake. So something like that is, again, kind of a good example of, so the Seahawks played well, and then also the Rams beat themselves a little. Like something like this is another example. It's a key fourth down here. You want to get this. You could kick the field goal, but again, it's a long field goal. Like the odds of you converting to 4th and 2 are probably similar to you kicking the field goal. So I get the logic behind it. What's going to happen here is that it's, again, cover 3 zone. This is what you're going to do, so just take something underneath. That could work. Again, right when this play begins, I'm going to be a little bit confused as to why Cooper Kupp runs so far deep into this play. He runs about 5 yards deep. I don't get why you don't just run, 2 or 3 yards and then turn around. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know if that was a Cooper Kupp thing or if that was a Sean McVay thing. Little bit curious, because this just gives the Seattle linebackers more time to run in and make a play. Watch Stafford throws it, but at that point, you now don't have as much room to operate. So a little bit curious there, but again, good defense. Good job by Seattle to run in and make a play. They were playing very aggressive, and it's when you're playing cover 3, you have to play aggressive. When you're letting people know what coverage you're playing before you even start to play. You have to play aggressive to make it work. That's how the Jacksonville Jaguars in their Saxonville days made it work. That's how the Legion of Boom makes it work, and that's how they made it work on this play. Of course, you're not going to keep this Rams offense shut down for too long. You're not going to keep this you're not going to keep Cooper Kupp shut down for too long. Eventually, he's going to figure out some way to make something happen. And what's going to happen here is it's going to be man coverage. It's a 3rd and 1, and the Rams are saying, hey, let's try to get more than just one. And I like this kind of stuff if it's in the right situation, which this is, because you have Cooper Kupp in a one-on-one matchup. Now, there is safety help over the top. There's a single safety deep, but, if Cooper Kupp's running over the middle, there will be safety help. However, what Kupp's going to do is kind of fake as though he's going over the middle and then get to the outside. And so watch how right when this play begins, you see that he's going to do this, and we can't see the whole route, but once we get back into frame here, because he fakes to go to the inside, then gets to the outside, safety is out of the play here, and the cornerback has to turn his back. He got beat. Cooper Kupp is past him, so now Kupp can look back and he can play the ball, whereas the corner can't really play the ball, because if he does, and he doesn't guess right as to when the ball is coming, well, then he could get beat by a mile. As you see, Kupp does adjust and make that big play, and that felt like a big momentum play. It really did, because they were able to come back and make that one. So really good stuff there by Cooper Kupp and by Matthew Stafford. This throw was just incredible, quite frankly. It's going to be a cover 2 zone, and Cooper Kupp's running a route over the middle. And remember what I say, if you're going to try and, play a zone coverage, you want to be aggressive, especially if you're kind of showing zone coverage. You have to really make sure that when you see that they're running a concept that can beat your coverage, you take it away. So on this play, when Kupp runs over the middle, Jordan Brooks, the linebacker who's over the middle, he's the guy who's going to try and take this away. Like, watch how when this play begins, you notice that when Stafford throws this one over the middle, like, he's doing a great job. Like, this isn't good coverage. This is great coverage. This is fantastic from Jordan Brooks. But as the old saying goes, you can't beat a perfect throw, because typically good coverage doesn't mean that there's no way they can complete the throw. It means that there's a very small window to complete the throw. However, Stafford's going to nail it. I mean, look at that. That's exactly where Stafford wanted to put it. Cooper Kupp makes the grab, and just like that, they go up 7 points. Just an incredible throw from Matt Stafford. I mean, one of the better throws we've seen of the week, or maybe even of the year. Just incredible stuff by him. And also, yeah, that Cooper Kupp guy, pretty good as well. So yeah, that's what I think. I mean, the reality is, like, okay, Cooper Kupp's really good. Matthew Stafford, I thought, played well, other than a couple of mistakes. And, there was that miscommunication with Kupp and Stafford, but other than that, I mean, those two guys really had a huge impact in this one. I thought Odell had some solid impacts early on. Really, the stars played well as well. Aaron Donald and Von Miller did stuff on that defensive line as well. So all this coming together and doing really good stuff for the Rams. 10-4. There's still a chance the Rams could end up as the 1 seed, as crazy as that sounds. A bit of an outside chance, but still possible. So interesting stuff. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.